I suffered some memory loss around the time of the accident. The appointment book isn't helping. But if something unusual happened, perhaps I mentioned it at dinner.
If I did, Simon Helborn might remember.
I suffered some memory loss around the time of the accident. The appointment book isn't helping. But if something unusual happened, perhaps I mentioned it at dinner.
If I did, Simon Helborn might remember.
Hello. Everything all right?
Fine, thanks.
Simon's business card with his phone number.
Hello, David Stiles speaking. Fine, thanks, Veronica. Is Simon available this afternoon? It's urgent.
Okay, thanks. Goodbye.
David, I couldn't believe it when my secretary said you were here. How are you?
Simon, I need your help.
I've offered it 1,000,000 times, anything.
We had dinner the night before the accident. Amanda, Laura, you and I. Do you remember?
Of course I remember. That was the last time we saw Laura.
Well, I don't. I can't remember anything from that day.
It's not unusual for trauma to cause memory loss.
Yes, I know. Do you remember what I talked about at dinner? Did I mention any of my students?
Not that I recall. Why? What's this about, David?
Damn. What about Amanda? She might remember something.
If it's really important, I could try hypnosis. I've had pretty good success helping patients recover memories.
I didn't think about that. Can we do it now?
If you like. Lie down on the couch. All right, David. I'm going to have you relax. Fully and completely relax. Let go. You're waking up now. Slowly waking up. And it's the morning of October the 21st. You get out of bed. What's the first thing you do?
I took a shower.
What did you think about in the shower?
I was in a foul mood. I don't know why.
You showered and got dressed. What did you do after that? Did you have breakfast?
I had breakfast with Headley, my dean.
Where was this? At Dreadhill House? A coffee shop? The university?
We met at a coffee shop in Oxford.
David, don't let it upset you so. The only people who read that journal are the most conservative scientists, people like Linkweller himself. And they already dislike you. Well, it's true. Original thinkers are bound to have their critics. Don't let it discourage you.
I remember. Linkweller's rebuttal had just come out the day before. That's why I was upset and why I had breakfast with Headley.
Right. You mentioned that at dinner. Now we're both remembering. Very good, David. Now you're leaving the coffee shop. What did you do next? Did you have classes that day?
As the infant matures, we see that connections that will last a lifetime are vital message passageways that carry... Yes, it was a lecture.
On what subject?
Neural connectivity in infants. Yes, I'm sure that was it.
Did anything happen during the lecture? Anything to do with the student?
A single brain network can involve billions of neurons. Multiply that by... Yes?
Ah, so you're suggesting I could levitate or see through women's clothing if only I'd needed to do it when I was 3 months old? Wow. How about teleporting to Mars?
I don't know about those particular skills, Andrews, but one skill you apparently needed at 3 months in was the ability to pointlessly interrupt. As I was saying, despite the extraordinary number of neural connections that we do form, there are still... There was something... One of Linkweller's cronies. I was annoyed, humiliated by the time I left class.
It's all right. Try to remember the emotion without reliving it. What did you do after class?
I had office hours. There's something... I'm feeling very anxious.
Take a deep breath. This is just a memory, it's not real. Try to watch it impersonally.
There's someone at the door.
You don't have to continue.
No, I do. I said... Enter. Yes? What can I do for you?
Who is it?
I only see a figure. A wild figure.
Is it a student?
I think so. Female. It was a female.
All right, very good. Relax. There was a female student standing in your office, and she said...
I'm Dr. Stiles. What do you want?
I read your article. I have this thing, this power.
Oh, and what power might that be? Outbound flight to Mars?
I thought you could help me. You were the only one who would understand.
Yes, well, apparently not. It's been very amusing. You may leave at any time.
David, are you all right?
Oh my God. I thought it was a prank. Laura. She remembered.
Laura, what are you talking about? What has this student got to do with anything?
I can't explain. Thanks for the help.
But David...
David, can I get you something?
No, I'm fine.
Have you seen Samantha? I need to speak with her.
No. She's probably at Oxford.
Why is she never around when a person bloody well needs her? What are you looking at? I'm paying her salary, aren't I?
I never said a word. I did notice that you've gone out quite a lot today. You mustn't overdo it. See how it upsets you? And with Sam in the house and other things. You mustn't push too hard.
I don't plan to make a habit of it. It would take hours to look through all the data. I need to zero in on a specific time. What? What is that? What? What is that? Whatever it is that happened, it happened the same way both nights. That rules out a glitch in the program.
Is that the new electroshockometer? Nice.
Anybody know the whereabouts of Miss Everett?
Little Miss All for One and One for All? She's done a disappearing act.
Sam does seem a little unreliable. I'm sure she has a good reason. She went to enough trouble to get us here tonight.
Never mind, we'll proceed without her. Close your eyes. Samantha! I found that in my bed this morning. If that rabbit's not careful, he's going to end up as a pair of bunny slippers.
Oh God, I'm sorry. He must really like you. He's never gotten in bed with anyone but me before. He's not that kind of rabbit.
He's not going to be any kind of a rabbit if he does it again. And you? Where were you last night? I realize that you are not a scientist, Samantha, but there are such principles as test conditions. How on earth can I conduct a valid experiment if I can't even keep something as basic as the test subjects the same every night?
I'm sorry. I thought I could get home on time, but I got delayed and...
I mean, how are the other students to take this seriously when you, my assistant, come and go as you please? Do you think... What is that? What a goose egg. Are you all right? What happened?
I'm fine. I fell down some stairs yesterday. I had to sit for a while. That's, why I was late.
Any double vision? Headache?
No, I'm fine, really.
Well, I think we should go to the hospital right away.
Please, I really don't want to do that. I'm fine. Look, is there anything specific you wanted me to do today?
Actually, there was something. How well do you know Angela and Helena?
Not well. Do you have any reason to suspect them?
Yes, but don't ask me what. I don't have time to explain it. I'd like you to research their backgrounds, how long they've been at Oxford, where they were before, and anything else you can find out. And I'd like you to go over to the weight room and see if anyone saw someone lurking about the place last night.
Okay.
Report back to me later today. And you're not off the hook for last night. Don't do it again.
Helena and Angela? You better stay put, Houdini. I think you're running out of chances with the big guy. Huh. Wonder where Mrs. Dalton got to.
my. Oh, you about gave me a heart attack, young lady.
Sorry.
Who is this?
Dr. Hellborn, this is Samantha Everett, Dr. Styles' new assistant. Sam, this is Dr. Hellborn.
Assistant? Really?
Yeah, and who are you?
Well, I'll leave you two to get acquainted. I've got work to do. If that had been himself, my goose would have been cooked. Should never have let you talk me into it. Honestly.
I ask again, who are you?
I could have sworn Mrs. Dalton answered that. My name is Simon Hellborn. I'm an old friend of David's. Sounds like you and I have a few things to talk about, Sam.
Are you David's doctor?
No. I offered, but he doesn't want to be treated.
But there's nothing wrong with him, right? Other than the fact that he must have loved his wife very much.
I'd like to show you something. Come here. Sit down on that stool there.
Why?
A brief demonstration. Very good. Now put your hands under the table on your lap. Watch the tabletop.
You're doing the exact same motions on my hand as you're doing on the tabletop.
Just watch.
Ow!
What did you feel?
Nothing, but I just had the impression you were going to smash my hand.
That's the power of association. Because you saw the counter being tapped and stroked and you felt the identical sensations on your hand, your brain began to link the counter and your hand. We can become associated with anything, an object, a place, or another person. When you become deeply associated with someone and they die, in a way, your brain is saying, "This person is dead. I am this person, so I must be dead too."
And David was that connected with Laura.
David adored Laura. But in his case, the association is compounded by guilt.
Does David feel guilty because he was driving the car the night of the accident?
No. David was thrown from the car. He was perfectly fine. That can be very hard to accept.
Oh, God. He got burnt trying to save Laura?
Do you know that when a fire burns like that, a petrol fire, it's so hot that just getting within 3 feet of it can be like holding your hand in a flame. No sane person can make themselves walk into a fire like that.
But he did, right?
He did everything humanly possible, but to David it will never be enough.
You put a piece of paper in your pocket as you came out of the lab. Find something interesting in there?
Nothing I'm at liberty to discuss.
So what's behind the door?
The door?
That door.
David's private lab.
And you were in there because...
I can see why you get on with him. I'm looking out for a friend, Sam. Speaking of which, have you noticed David acting unusual lately?
You mean he has behavior that isn't unusual? What do you mean by David acting unusual?
For instance, talking to someone who isn't there or seeing things.
David isn't crazy.
No, but he doesn't sleep much, and sleep deprivation can cause hallucinations.
If you're talking about the things happening on campus, they're really happening. I've investigated them myself.
On campus? What things?
What things are you talking about?
I really can't discuss that with you. Confidentiality. So there's nothing you want to tell me?
No, I shouldn't reveal what I've learned as David's assistant.
Very well. Goodbye, Sam.
Sorry, I was going to see you out.
No need. I know the house well. Thank you.
With any luck, Dr. Hellborn won't notice that the paper he put in his pocket is missing until he's back at his office. Let's see what it says. Oh my God! David's been seeing Laura in the house. But he's not hallucinating. I saw Laura on the stairs myself. This is worse than I thought. They're doing things in the house too, and making him think it's Laura. That's just sick. I have to find out what's going on. I need to look around Dread Hill House. and see if I can find any clues about how these Laura appearances are being done. And by whom? Still locked. Damn! I thought Mrs. Dalton might have left it open. I could break in. But Dr. Stiles is such a private person. He'd never forgive me if he found out. This is where the ghost disappeared. I should look around to see if there's some mechanism hidden around here. I guess none of these rooms have been used since the clinic closed. There's nothing rigged to these chairs. Nothing. No wires. Nothing. Looks like a monk, or Quasimodo post-surgery. I don't see anything suspicious. I would like to search the bedroom, but David might be in there. I don't want to get caught snooping around. Well, if someone's been rigging the house, they've done a good job of cleaning it out again. Is that mine?
None other. Is there a fire this morning?
Some people don't eat when they're upset.
Upset? About what?
Just stressed about classes.
Well, this might cheer you up. The repair shop dropped off your bike this morning. It's out by the garage and running fine.
Really?
Yes, really. You won't mention this morning's activity to himself, I trust?
What morning's activity?
Thank you.
That was the best. Thank you.
Pleasure, Sam.
Linkweller here.
Schnookums, it's me, Shell.
Shelley, I hope you're not cancelling on me tonight. I bought a lovely bottle of champagne.
And it's bridge night for your wife, I know. Actually, I'm calling about class. You know that paper that's due tomorrow? Well, I'm going to be just a few days late. Muffy was sick last night and I was up all hours. It must be this new cat food. You know how sensitive her tummy is.
Shell, you know I can't show favoritism.
Well, if I can't be late, then I'll have to work on the paper tonight. Guess we'll see each other next week then.
Aha! This isn't exactly what I hoped for, but it might come in handy.
Thanks, Schnook. See you tonight.
And it didn't cost me a dime. Wow. I'm not sure anyone has ever done anything that nice for me. Jeez, I'm such a friggin' pushover. I need to see what's in there. Maybe there's a key around here someplace. Someone put a key under that statue. Everything's dusty in here, except the center of the stairs. Someone's been using them lately. That chair is a little suspicious. Doesn't look dusty at all. You can see right into David's bedroom from here. Oh, that makes me so mad. There's something on the glass. It looks like a print, but I can't see it very well.
Oh, hello, Sam. Can I get you anything?
Not right now, thanks. I can't believe Dr. Stiles had my bike repaired. That's the nicest thing anyone's ever done for me.
Oh, don't read too much into it. Money is one trouble he doesn't have.
Do you know that key to the tower? I found it under a rock by the door.
The tower?
Yeah, the older tower out by the garage.
That old thing. That's an old folly. No one's used it in years and years. Not even when Laura was alive.
The key doesn't look that old.
Well, I don't know anything about that. I wouldn't mess around in there if I was you. Must be filthy as the devil.
Dr. Helborn showed me the list of Laura's appearances, like the time I saw someone at the top of the stairs.
Well, he shouldn't have. It's Dr. Stiles' private business and no one else's. I should never have let him into that room.
But David needs our help.
What he needs is peace and quiet and not to be upset. He'd be fine if people would just leave him be.
But that's the point. Someone is doing these things to David. Someone is faking Laura's presence.
Who would do such a thing? And how could they pretend to be his poor dead wife back from the grave?
It's tricky, all right. But obviously not impossible.
No one is doing this. The best thing we can all do is just not acknowledge it. Leave the poor man alone. Don't bring it up, please, Samantha.
I'm not going to talk to him about it. Not yet, anyway. But David is stronger than you give him credit for, you know. There's such a thing as expecting too much of someone, but there's also such a thing as expecting too little. That's not good for him either.
You don't know what it was like after the accident. You weren't here when they brought him home to this house for the first time with Laura gone. You weren't here to listen to him.
He must have been in a lot of pain, with all the burns.
There, you see? You don't know anything about it.
Is that flour? Mind if I borrow a little?
It tastes better when it's in the pie crust, dear.
Ha! You'll be my friend for life if you're making pie. But I need just a pinch for something else.
Oh, take all you want, love.
Aha! It's small, smaller than mine. It must belong to a female. It could be Helena's.